What is vibing? This is Vish, and today I'll be sharing day 4 of in engineering and my experience with it. Just to preface, I will be not going into any of the details of the actual program, and this is going to be to maintain the integrity of in engineering and Sadhguru's practices and teachings. So session 4 is called You Are Not What You Think. In conducting every moment of your life in absolute willingness, you make a heaven out of it. All that you do in unwillingness is a sure hell. You are not what you think. That is a very interesting title to this class, and I will have to first start by saying that things were getting a little more comfortable. I mean, it's really just the idea of being more comfortable, being uncomfortable. And so sitting for the hour and a half, which was a challenge, was still a challenge, but I was slowly starting to get used to it. Regardless, it was a great exercise for just stretching and sitting in that cross-legged position. It goes to show that regardless of how fit we are these days, flexibility is being overlooked, and that is fundamental to aging and overall wellness of health. So it definitely brought about that realization. So this day also consisted of meditations and asanas, as well as just talks about Sadhguru. At this point, I was more than halfway in, and so I was very much excited to completing this program. And so what does Sadhguru mean by you are not what you think? I want to first say that a lot of the things I say, whether I do shout out Sadhguru or Eckhart Tolle or Jesus or whoever it might be, all these beautiful spiritual teachers, a lot of these things stem from truth. The truth is within each and every one of us. So I'm a firm truster in the idea that no one owns these teachings and realizations. It's all within us. And so there will be times where I do shout these people out, but maybe times I don't, because some of these realizations do come in from me. And there's nothing wrong with these realizations being shared amongst people, because at the end, the truth that is within us will naturally be aligned. So as Sadhguru puts it, it's the idea of realizing that you are not the body, you are not the mind. There are 4 stages, as he describes. The body, which is the bottom, the mind, the emotions, and then the energies. The body is this physical material. It's really just an accumulation of the food that we eat, how we exercise, our daily habits, really those things. And obviously the huge part of it is genetic, which is passed down from the parents. The next is the mind. The mind is really just more of the thoughts. Now the reason the mind supersedes the body, it's something I'm sure you all could relate to and have heard in the past. It's the idea of mind over body, whether it's working out or doing something strenuous like studying for a test, anything that might be. A lot of people talk about it's in the mind. And so as a result, regardless of how tired the body is, the mind is able to supersede and take over the body because it does have that power. I do want to emphasize though, I'm not saying the mind is more important than the body, I'm just saying that it supersedes the body. Then comes the emotions. The emotions are really just sticky thoughts, as Sadhguru describes. Thoughts are really easy to let loose and let go and be detached to if we are on this journey. However, emotions are a lot more stickier and harder to let go, and usually emotions take longer to form, and they do stem from thoughts. And then what supersedes the emotions is the energy, or the consciousness, as I have understood. Consciousness is really just awareness. If you think about it, this very presence that we have is all being observed by the observer, as Eckhart Tolle puts it. It's being conscious of being conscious. That is the superpower that us human beings have compared to other animals. Everything is conscious, according to Sadhguru, whether it's a rock, whether it's the trees. But what sets us apart is that we're able to be conscious of being conscious. And that is why it supersedes all of these things. And through these yogic practices and inner engineering, for example, once you get your systems aligned and the geometries in sync with that of the universe, the energies will get balanced and oriented to the point where the emotions, mind, and body get naturally fixed, regardless of what their issues are. And I have heard countless personal stories of people where they have had all these chronic and physical ailments, and just through inner engineering and continuing these practices like Shambhavi Mahamudra, they just all went away. And keep in mind, a lot of the Western doctors were saying that these were chronic and they were going to be on medication forever. Now, is this going to work for everyone, including me? I don't know. It's back to what Sadhguru always encourages us to have, which is an open mind. And that really just comes down to saying, I don't know, till you experience something. You saying that something isn't true is as equal as you believing it, because you're dismissing it without any proof. And so that's why both sides of the coin are the same, and it's better to experience rather than just jump to conclusions without evidence. This realization that you are not the body, you're not the mind, or as he puts it, you are not what you think, really helps make life effortless, because there's no attachment to any of these things. The moment someone says something about your body, or let's say your mind, or anything, and even you have these thoughts, you just start to realize how insignificant they are. And what's more important is the existential reality. The fact that the sun just rose up today and is providing that sunlight, that warmth, that is a true beauty and significance of life. The way everything is in the relative perfect sync and providing life and opportunity, it's just a blessing. And for that, I'm truly grateful. Realizing that you are not the body and you're not the mind, and just being disidentified with everything really puts things into perspective, and you're able to be aligned with that of the conscious. This journey has been incredible. I just completed 4 days and I'm almost at the end. Thank you so much for watching this response to the sharing of the journey of day 4 of inner engineering. These videos are actually just a reflection to when I did the program beforehand and didn't get a chance to live record right after. So these are just high-level reflections for each of those days that I did undergo in the past. Thank you so much for watching. Make it a great day, take it joyfully, and stay conscious.